that special housing units and prisons are homes to some of the most challenging, most intense situations for both the inmates and the officers. Stick around and I'll reveal some shocking secrets about the responsibilities of the officers in these high risk areas. Hey there, I'm Carey Randall, and today I'm going to give you some glimpse at the world of correctional officers in special housing, especially focusing on the unique challenges and responsibility that comes with overseeing the housing in the prison unit. Special housing units are most commonly known as SHUs, often carries a stigma of being a punitive and isolating kind of confinement unit. However, the reality is far complex. Officers face numerous challenges in managing these units, from violent inmates to ensuring the safety and security of everyone involved. As correctional officers in a special housing unit, my daily routine involves conducting regular security checks, monitoring the inmates' activities, and responding to any emergency that may arise in the dormitory. The psychological toll of working in such an intense environment is significant both for the inmate who's isolated in the confinement unit and the staff who must remain in order to run the confinement unit. Let me tell you about a time when a routine check turned into a life threatening situation. I encountered a group of inmates who had obstructed a plan to attack another inmate. The quick thinking of the teamwork of the fellow officers helped to prevent the prevailing tragedy, highlighting the unpredicting nature co-workers in a special housing unit. Special housing unit is a very unique little place there. In a special housing unit, like I mentioned before, they house the inmates that can't follow the rules. And that's part of what we're going to be talking about. Most of these people are they violate prison rules. They can't follow rules at all, pretty much. They can't keep order. They want to disrupt the flow of the business. A lot of them's involved in gang activities. They're gang leaders. Some of them's just gang team leaders. Some trying to pretend like they're in gangs, which is very, very dangerous. Being high profile inmates who requires extra security. Those are the ones that we normally do like interstate compact with them. If they do a very violent crime in the state of Florida, we'll send it to another state. Other states would do the same thing with us, and it helps protect the inmates from the environment up there. Because most time their crimes are very heinous, but wasn't heinous enough to put them on death row. A lot of these inmates have psychological problems, and that's one of the reasons they don't follow the rules like they should. They could be a danger to themselves, to others. Being caught with contraband such as drugs or weapons, that's where a lot of the guys come from. I know in one of my special housing units, I have a lot of, I call them jitterbugs, because they're kids that just don't listen very well, and we call them jits. It's like a nickname we give them. Some of them have some medical issues also. But our job is to keep it flowing and orderly. And to do this, we have to follow certain rules. There's a lot of rules we have to follow. In fact, one of the first things we do when we first start working in a special housing unit is sign our post orders. And when we sign the post orders, it states that we have read and that we understand what we're supposed to do in this unit. And it's very important to read it because it tells you pretty much exactly how to do your job. Now, I'm going to take a second here. If you like what you see, let's take it and we'll do like, subscribe, put a comment down, comment what we might want to talk about next time or this time round. Also, we also want you to know we're also sponsored by Riverside. And to know a little bit more about Riverside FM, there's a link right here for you. Riverside FM is exactly what I'm live streaming with right now. It's a good product. The other thing we also do is we want you to check out um, TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is good for YouTubers to help grow your channel. There's a link right here for TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy, I'm going to give you an example of exactly what TubeBuddy does. Is right here. Just give me a second to go.
As a YouTube creator, one thing I am always short on is time. I use TubeBuddy because it offers all kinds of tools that help with productivity, SEO, and community management. Learn more here.
Like I said, you want to learn a little bit more about that TubeBuddy there, tubebuddy.com. Click that link there and it goes and talks to you. Sign up for free if you like it. They got different monthly things you can sign up for. It's helped me grow my channel because I'm only been up about 2 months or so and got 330 something subscribers now. Thank you for you guys that's listening. But we're going to get back to talking about special housing unit, commonly known as closed management confinement unit, pretty much. The biggest difference in confinement and closed management where I'm at, confinement unit is normally just for a couple of weeks, 30 days, 60, 90 days, because you failed to follow a violation, a rule violation. Special housing unit is more for CM management people that violates the rules more severe, and they're normally in there. If they're CM1s, they could be there for a year and a half. Depends on how they get their behavior. If they don't follow the behaviors, like I stated before, what we need to do is understand your post orders. Post orders tells you exactly what you need to do, how you do your job, and it's very important to do your post orders. Next thing you need to do is a special housing unit. Depends on the type of inmate you got going on in your special housing. Do your rounds. Rounds is very important. Do your security checks. I talked about that in one of the other videos. Your security checks is very important because you want to make sure you have a living, breathing body in every cell, and you want to make sure they're following the rules like they're supposed to. So 30-minute checks, and someone's got the window covered and you're looking in there. How do you see that inmate? How do you know if that inmate is breathing and living? Make them take that crap down. Take it down. Take it down. If you don't take the crap down, we're going to come get it. It's very important. It's important to know that you're living. And that's why we don't cover them windows. We don't cover them lights. We got to have them lights to see inside the cells. 30-minute checks is very important. If you got a SHOSH that's 15-minute check, same ordeal. Every 15 minutes, go and check that thing. Lots of times when we violate, that's a simple rule. It's a simple rule that we violate is we don't do our checks on time. And if you don't do your checks on time, you can get in serious trouble. A lot of people in special housing units, they have mental illness and stuff like that. And, you know, self-harm is one of the things they do. And if you don't do your security check, that's one of the first things the IG is going to look for. Did you do your rounds? Did you do them on time? Special housing unit, you want to make sure your equipment is working functionally properly, like your leg irons, your hand restraints. You want to make sure they're locking, the locking system, the door locking system's working before you put them on these inmates, because you don't want them, when you're escorting them across the compound, their building, you don't want them to come out them hand restraints, because lots of times, like I said, they're gang members. They're against other inmates, and they flip that hand restraint. Next thing you know, you have a use of force trying to restrain an inmate and getting them back in their cell or a safe area. And you're going to be stuck with a bunch more paperwork. Closed housing units that we got special rules. You know, we don't want them yelling. We don't want them, you know, you watch TV and you see them show special housing units. You hear them, they're all loud or yelling. You don't know, you can't hear one person to another, and you got all kinds of stuff going on. And reality, if you're running a smooth confinement unit or a special housing unit, you won't hear all that. You should be able to hear the person across the room talking to you. I know sometimes on weekends we're a little bit more lax on it. Probably shouldn't be. Another thing that we sometimes fail on is doing our strip searches. Make sure you do your strip searches. We're going to start with strip searches, not just with the special housing unit inmates. inmates that does a little labor. We got housemen that comes in to the building from open population. They want to help us keep the building up and running, clean, orderly, help us feed the child. When they come in the building, you want to make sure you strip search them. Take them to the first area you got, strip search them, make sure they don't have no contraband, because that's one of the biggest areas that contraband comes in. It's your orderlies. You're not strip searching your orderlies, and there you have it. They brought it in. They're going to be selling them because our special housing units, we don't have batteries. The only inmates that has batteries open pop for little radios. And I know it sounds silly. Some of you don't understand, but it's very dangerous for them batteries to be in a special housing unit. Those inmates coming in, they're selling them batteries. And you won't think, but a pack of batteries in a special housing unit can run anywhere between 100 to 150 bucks a pack. That's a lot of money for a pack of batteries. You know what their batteries are for? It's to light the smokes and their dope that comes in from, guess where? You didn't do your strip search. I'll tell you somewhere else it comes in. A lot of staff don't like it because I bring it up a lot. It comes in from dirty staff, metal detector. If we're not doing our proper searches up front, there it is. It comes through the gates. Comes through work squad. You got work squads in your compound? Comes through there. Strip search. Back to special housing unit inmates. What we're talking about, special housing units, we'll make sure we strip search them before we take them out the cell, out the building. That way, it's for your safety. It's mostly for your safety and the other inmates. We'll let them come out there and get out the hand restraints and shank you up or nothing. It can happen. I've seen it. You want to make sure they don't have nothing. That's something important too. Special housing unit, you remove that inmate for wreck, showers, take you and another person in that cell and search it. Make sure they don't have no weapons, batteries, anything they're not supposed to have. Remove it. Make sure everything in there is like they're supposed to. It's very important to do searches in there so often. Another piece of contraband, a lot of people don't understand. We don't want them having cellular telephones. Cell phones, they can help escape routes, things like that. And cell phones, you can buy one. They can buy one $300-$400, $500. Make cell phones that big, size of your watch. Several $100s. I get them in there. A dirty staff member, outside population inmate can bring a cell phone in and do their dope deals, conjure up anything. Just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Another thing with special housing units, make sure you're following the rules. Make sure they're following the rules. Make sure they're doing what they need to do in a special housing unit. Special housing unit, a lot of officers don't like it. We have fixed wing cameras in the sky, eyes in the sky. We also have microphones in there so we can hear what's going on. A lot of people think they're after the staff member, but I have saved a lot of staff members with grievances. You're welcome, guys. That's watching me. I listen to them cameras and make allegations stating you said some weird stuff. You stuck your fingers in weird areas, orifices, trying to get you kicked out the building. You go and listen to audio, and guess what? They lied to staff. They also get a DR for lying to staff too. Some of you guys don't know it. When I get them type of grievances, it's actually kind of fun to do. Just write them up, line staff. You may not know that's going on in the background, but they're making me do paperwork and have to listen to that audio and video because that system there is pain in the booty, especially the new one we just got. Like I said, we done went over security checks. We already going to do strip searches. The other thing I see y'all violate on a lot, flaps. We got locks on flaps for a reason, guys. Flaps, we lock them so they can't stick their hands out and throw shit at you. You don't want them throwing nothing at you. Part of that cell search. Searching them cells. Got them empty bottles, get them out. Them cups. You put a cup in, take them out. Unless you had poop, pee thrown on you, take them out. You don't want it to happen. I've been there, done that. Kind of a shitty situation right there. But we're going to keep going through. Once again, I told you TubeBuddy. If you want to run a YouTube and want to grow it, there's a link at the very bottom. Look at it. TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy will help you grow your channel, help you get your SEOs up. Show you some shortcuts how to grow your channel a little bit faster. Something else I want you to do, if you're sitting out there watching, you like what you hear, like what you see, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share me, love me.
As a YouTube creator, one thing I am always short on is time. I use TubeBuddy because it offers all kinds of tools that help with productivity, SEO, and community management. Learn more here.
All right, once again, we was talking about removing inmates from the cells. We want to talk about removing inmates from the cells for showers. Cells are searched for inspections. Inmate cells and conduct those cell searches. Inspect it. At the minimum, the closed management sergeant officer will look for contraband to ensure that the inmate does not have any items that they do not need that could hurt you or harm you. Cups, little minor. I'll bring them cups up because you had a colonel I had last time working with you as a supervisor. You understand why I'm talking about cups. I can't tell you, when I started where I'm at, I had a huge hiney, and that colonel has chewed that bad boy down. I'm about 2-3 sizes down from his chewings from damn cups, styrofoam cups. Get them cups, guys, cups. Inmate does not have anything attached to the windows, lights, covers. Said that a while ago in your security checks. You see them covering up the windows on security checks, and we're talking about showers. So we're going to go to the next part about covering windows. The inmates across from the showers like to cover the windows with towels, this, that, and the other. Oh, I'm not a gay. I'm not a fag. That's what they all say. I'm not gay or fag. You must be a gay or a fag if you got the window covered up, because you always seeing them take a shower. Because if you're sitting your ass on the bunk or your toilet, you can't see the shower. So if you're worried about looking at some wiener through the shower, through your window, sit your ass down on your bunk. That's where you need to be, on your bunk. Don't cover that window. Don't let them cover the windows up. They need to be on their damn bunks where they need to be when you're doing showers. They don't need to be worried about seeing naked men in the shower across there. That's why we put flaps on the showers a couple of years ago. Give them privacy. They got a little privacy. You cover the window up because you're scared you might see a little wiener over there floating on across that building there. Don't do that. Because if you see something after they didn't install them across the state, you can't see that unless you're really looking for it. So who's really the gay guy? The guy covering the windows, gay guy. He's not used to his sexuality. So don't let them cover the windows up. I don't give a damn if they're across the shower or not. That's not a good enough excuse. You got to do your rounds while you're doing showers. And do you want to go, hey, can you please take that towel down? Could you please take that towel down? Make sure the inmate has not defaced or damaged the cell. You work with me out there, you know where I'm going with this. We had a inmate 2 Sundays ago decided he was going to rip his lights out the damn ceiling. Well, $1,300 later, he's going to buy that new light bulb. That's the third light he's bought in 2 months. He's also going to buy a water suppression system for the sprinkler system, because when he broke it real good. So when you have to call out the private contract to come fix stuff, it costs a lot of money. And the state loves to pay extra money for stuff they don't go for the cheapest bidder. They don't. And they don't go for the best bidder either. They pay good money for crappy work, I guess. I shouldn't say that, but that's just how it is. Go through inmate property. Make sure you take due diligence on it. Pretend like it's your property. You don't need to be throwing that shit around unless not even if they get on your nerves. You don't need to be throwing around. Get them started. Next thing you know, you're going to have an inmate on the ground because you don't want to walk inside the cell because you done tore it up. As we all know, get back is different days and different times. We ain't got to do all that childish stuff. That's where the video and recording, a lot of inmates claim we do, but we don't have videos in the cells yet, so you can't really see all that good stuff. Prior to inmate placement back in the cell, is thoroughly inspected. Once again, that goes back to cell searching. Food flaps are closed. I won't finish the story with the food flap. You don't want to throw in poop and water. If they got styrofoam cups and stuff, you always remove it. Anything you get put in that cell, it got to come back out. Feed and chow. Take that stuff back out. Um, Feeding. We don't sell trays, guys. Um, I can sit back and watch. And confrontation is one of my big things I got to work on. I don't like get ugly to people, but I try to say it nicely. But it don't take 30, 45 minutes to feed a wing. If it's taking you 30, 45 minutes to feed a wing, it's because you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. You're selling trays. Not that you're getting money off of them. What I mean by selling trays for guys that don't know what's going on there, because I know some of you guys don't know exactly what goes on in a prison system. Selling trays, what it means is we got different types of diets, religious type of diets. Sometimes it comes with peanut butters. Other inmates want peanut butters, and what they do is they sell their diet for an RDP diet and swap in. Or, hey, I don't want my lunch. I sold it to a guy in cell 4. Next thing you know, the inmates got all y'all guys working. And how do you keep track of their? You got to document special housing units. What we're talking about, special housing unit. You got to document what they eat and what they don't eat and how they do it. Um, how do you document that they ate and you put the tray that belongs to cell 9 and cell 1? How do you document that? Hey, I sold this tray. You write that down. Is that what you're going to tell on yourself? Is that what you're going to do? No, let's get in there. Let's feed these guys. Back to cell flaps. Feeding chow. I see people open the flaps up for the whole floor. Why? Are you? I know I'm talking about. Let's not take forever to feed chow, but I don't want you to go so fast that you're going to get yourself hurt, get some crap thrown on you. Let's slow down. Let's back up, and why not just open 1 or 2 flaps at a time? Here's something else I see. Y'all open the flaps. Inmate puts a tray in there. You may or may not look at a tray. And if you got all the damn flaps open or you're 10 flaps ahead, how do you know that tray has everything it's supposed to have? Next thing you know, you argue with an inmate because he didn't get bread or peanut butter. That's a very common issue. We don't need that. Let's just open a flap or 2 at a time. Take your time. That way, you're not selling. Let's swap out selling tray time to doing it proper time. Um, give them what they're supposed to have. Make sure everything's on the tray. That way, they ain't going to argue about what they had and what they don't have on a tray. Um, that helps keeps you orderly. You know, you won't keep a quiet building, but yet you don't want to check the tray and make sure they got the right stuff because they're gonna get pissed if they don't get what they're supposed to have. They're gonna get pissed, and we're gonna give them what they're supposed to have. I know where I'm at. We have little issues with caustics because we got the caustic Nazi. Don't want to give it to the dormitories like you're supposed to, but they're gonna give us what they need, and they're gonna get what they're supposed to have. Um, I know you guys don't want to lose your job because you ain't got no toothpaste in the building. I've seen a warden get freaking fired 3 years ago because his officers wouldn't give him the inmates toilet paper. Fired him with toilet paper. I've seen another warden threaten his captains. One of my favorite captains, he really hated me because I was smart ass as a sergeant, like some of you guys. I laugh at it, but you know, it kind of made the guy retire, but was an asshole. Try not to be. I try to be a good guy these days. And what's funny is I've been good for the last 3 years, been straight up, do my job. I get more written reprimands now than I did back then, being a total jerk asshole to my supervisors. They must have loved me because they didn't write me up. Well, anyways, let's open 1 flap at a time. Guillotines, extended flaps. I don't know if you got extended flaps where you're at. Let's do them properly. There's 2 doors on them for a reason. Had an officer get past. He was upset. He's a new officer. Got a little upset at me about a week ago. Had an inmate hold the flap, stuck his hand all the way through it, and had his fingers on it. Oh, Sergeant Randall, he saw the opportunity years ago. You don't do that no more. You got to be good. You know, people out there. I could took that little flap and chopped them little fingers off closing that flap just by closing it because them metal things are heavy. But we don't do that these days. You go to jail for doing things like that. That's beating up inmates, and you know it's funny thinking about it. But you just don't do what you think in your head because this job will just derange you. But you get there, and I got to figure out: do I do CIT, crisis intervention, to get my flap back so I can close it so we can be safe, so we can't throw stuff out? But I have to ask the question first: how did he get both flaps open at the same time? Um, Try not to yell. I don't yell a lot. I sit back and we'll discuss it to say, all right, before I go and get this flat back, explain to me why I'm having to get this flat back. It's designed like that for a reason. Now, I gave this officer a break because I know exactly why he had the guillotine. Because I've written a disciplinary report for another inmate doing the same thing on the other side of the wing. Um, but he told me he screwed up. We're not going to do no paperwork or nothing. He told me he screwed up. I said, well, you got a free one here because even if you did the proper rules, he would have had that flap anyways because I already had maintenance supposed to be coming get the paper and gunk out the tracks because you can't really secure it like you're supposed to anyways, which that's part of their jobs to make sure things are correct. However, he understood that he failed to do the job because he had both flaps open. When you feed in the rush, you open the guillotine and the flaps open. If you put the tray in, you close it, put the lock on it. Then you open the guillotine, they grab the tray, you close the guillotine. And the opposite happens when you put the tray back in, lock it. Now, let's say he closed the lid, but he took the guillotine. Well, he can't do nothing because the lid's closed. And he's going to get tired of standing there holding that guillotine open because you're not going to be dumb enough. I hope you're not dumb enough to open that flat back up. So, yes, if you got a cell door that's got two doors to put food, other things in there, don't open both of them up. It's there for a reason. Same thing for a solid port. You got a solid port, grill gate, two doors there for a reason. If you in a house, it don't make no damn sense to have two doors to walk through to be secure. We're in a prison, guys. It's there for a reason. Let's not open it for your safety. I don't want to see none of my officers get hurt. I don't want to get hurt. Key things we're going to do in special housing units. Those are the big key things. And I could sit here all day long and talk about what to do and what not to do in special housing unit. And I can tell you exactly what I've done in the past that I did not do in special housing unit that I should do, where I failed some of my sergeants, where I failed some of my co-workers. But I've been doing it for 15 years, and I probably would never moved up if it wasn't for my father-in-law. Bless his soul. He put 32 years in the department. And before he passed away, he says, son, I think it's time for you to move up. I think he knew what he's talking about. And if you're in the same situation I was, I took my job very seriously for the first 12. And then I moved over to an institution that was opening up. And I really didn't give a damn about the situation. So get a situation, I kind of got laxed. And I guess he saw the picture. He says, it's time to go, buddy. It's time to promote, babe. So I put in for lieutenant. That's where I'm at now. That's why I act more straight now, you guys that's out there watching me that works with me. I put in for that white shirt. And it was good timing at the time, too, because overtime was getting bad because we lost a lot of staff transitioning from 12s to 8s. Some of you guys hates it. We'll talk about that later. We'll do some conversation about 8-hour shifts versus 12s. I love the 12s because of the every other weekend off, but I really love the 8s because you got a full compound there. The roster's full. But anywho, we're gonna go back to special housing units and flaps. We're not gonna open both flaps. If you're out there, you're doing a YouTube or anything like that, I want you to try out that TubeBuddy out there. TubeBuddy.
As a YouTube creator, one thing I am always short on is time. I use TubeBuddy because it offers all kinds of tools that help with productivity, SEO, and community management. Learn more here.
Now, if you're out there, I want you to like this show. If you're liking what you hear, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow it. We're fairly new. Just started doing this live feed thing. I feel like I'm just talking to monitors through this little mic here. It's a little different than recording. Try to watch what I say too, because I can't stop what I'm doing because you hear exactly what I say, and I don't want to say nothing. I'm gonna say some stupid stuff, but I don't want you to hear no crazy stuff. But I'm gonna say some stupid stuff over this show, because me is me. That's one thing about me. I'm an odd bird. Today we're talking about special housing unit. If you just joined in on us, some things that you should do, you shouldn't do. You want to keep your housing unit orderly. Most importantly, you want to run it safe. My goal is right now, I don't really have it, but I've been working on it. I got a captain that don't like to really listen to me, but what have you with staffing, but I'm going to drill it in his head. And if you work at a facility and you work in a special housing unit or a confinement unit, it's very important to have. It's very important for you to have the same staff in there pretty much every day. If you're a sergeant running one and you don't have the greatest staff, but you see staff members over there in the other parts of the compound and they don't mind coming to work with you, talk with your OIC and say, hey, I need to build a team. It's very important to have consistency in a special housing unit. I'm working on it. Got a sergeant out there. I don't know if he listens to it or not, but very proud of him. I had a different sergeant in the building every so often. One or two I probably didn't care about, but I've stuck with it, got to work with them. But then again, I had captains that didn't want to work with my sorry ass either. But it is what it is. And I'll work with what I got and we'll do what we need. But we need a consistent people. And I had a sergeant come to me, and I'm very proud of this guy because when he was an officer, everybody says he was jam up. I guess he had a situation. He laid back. I guess he took a break like I did a couple of years. And he stood up and said, hey, I'll run this building for you if you can get me consistency. Well, I'm trying to get consistency there. And we got a couple of officers in there. Got one officer in there I didn't think was going to do well, but he's doing a lot better. Same thing in one of my other buildings across the hall. Unfortunately, he had to transfer in and got transferred out, but he didn't want to work in the building at all, but he come to find out he loves it. You guys out there don't like special housing unit. There's a lot of people don't like special housing unit because they don't want to deal with it. Like I said, these inmates don't follow rules. That's why they're there. And that's why I try to explain to my administration when they come in there and argue about certain things. They're in there for a reason. They don't follow rules. They're gang members. And that's why they're there. Closed management. They don't follow rules. But we're there to enforce rules. And, some of y'all out there say, well, Randall don't do a lot of use of force and stuff, but I do CIT a lot. But one thing I will not do, you won't see me doing CIT 30 minutes in front of a cell because I will give up before then. I ain't got the patience for that crap. I'm going to talk to you about 2 or 3 minutes. And that's important too, talking to some inmates and find out what the problem is, because it could be a problem that we could solve in no time. And some officers that get really busy, they don't want to listen to the inmate because sometimes the inmate always has something to complain about. But every now and then, when you get ready to use force on an inmate to get them orderly, we do find out that someone in the building didn't do what they're supposed to do, and that's the next step right there. Make sure they have what they're supposed to have. And I said in another video, soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, toilet paper. I see a lot of officers, and I know we don't have it in the building all the time, but we can go find it or go get a hold of somewhere. Those items there can cause a big disruptive of the dorm, and you don't have it. If you tell an inmate you're going to go and get it somewhere that day. Don't tell an inmate you're going to do something and don't do it. That's why I don't do CIT. I say I do CIT a lot, overuse force, but sometimes if I talk to them 2 or 3 minutes, find out something simple like they don't have what they're supposed to. I see a lot of officers, like I said, they like throw it off, let the inmate get rowdy. But let me tell you a secret, what you didn't think about. I know you don't give a shit if they have it or not. I'll tell you why you want them to have it. If you fix to pull him out for medical, he's got a medical appointment. He's got a psych appointment. You fix to pull him for rec. He just took a poop, guys, and he barely has toilet paper. You want to make sure he wipes his tail when you pull him out that damn cell. And most importantly of all, I don't care if he's got it real clean down there, but I want his hands to be clean. Give him some soap so he can wash his hands after he takes a good poop. Because you're fixing to touch his hands with gloves or without gloves. It's nasty either or, because I see some of you nasty guys with gloves on, and sweating. Let's not do that, guys. Give them what they're supposed to have. If they ask for something, let's give it to you. Special housing unit consistency. Another reason consistency in special housing unit is very important is because if I'm the sergeant of the building and I'm in there 5 days a week and want to get a flow, and this is how I run it, the other guys is assigned with you on your 2 days off. It's going to run it the same way. That means that building is being ran the same way 7 days a week. The inmates knows what they expect and what not to expect. You want to know and follow the expectation of the rules. This is the rules. It won't show you. I guess I need my little special camera there. You see it floating, floating. You don't want to see disappear, appear. Yeah. I'm at the house. I can take it a little less serious, but we're talking about a very serious issue we got going on here. But this is special housing rules. There's 24 of them here. 24. And one day we're going to go over them and talk to them in another video. That'll be another video. And you can get them for creating a minor disturbance, because inmates are not permitted to talk in any way or attempt to communicate with other inmates while being escorted outside their cells. This includes, but not limited to, haircuts and shaves, recreation, hearings, sellouts, appointments. Anytime they yell out the cell, that's a violation. Now, I did say on the weekend, sometimes we're a little lax. It is a special housing unit. They're sitting in the cell with nothing to do. They got a tablet. Tablet's probably dead because for the 12 side, they didn't want to plug it up after master count, or first shift didn't want to plug it up in the morning because they made you mad. That's something else I can't stand either. But tablets keeps them busy. If they talk to a low voice, I don't have a problem with it. But when it gets loud, that you can hear them outside the wing, let's quiet it down. Let's get them quiet. Once again, if you like what you're hearing, let's like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Let's put some comments on the channel. I'm going to move it over to the other area of the channel. But like I said, let's like, subscribe. Let's build the channel up. If you want to hear something else in the future, put it in the comments. Comment, say hello, thank you, you're crazy. Do all that kind of stuff. Also, if you do podcasting, anything like that, I also do Spotify. I also use this tool called TubeBuddy.
As a YouTube creator, one thing I am always short on is time. I use TubeBuddy because it offers all kinds of tools that help with productivity, SEO, and community management. Learn more here.
And what's again, guys, you're live here with Carey Randall here. If you're watching me on YouTube, I think I'm streaming on 3 different areas right now. But if you're on YouTube, Carey Randall 27 is the channel. Something else you need to check out too is the link I just popped up right here, Riverside FM. That's how I'm doing this live feed. I do it either OBS. I just started this about a couple of days ago. I've been doing fairly well to me. I have came in 1 or 2 blips with the program, but it seems like the stream's pretty good. It saves me a lot of time. I'm gonna bring that up until it to stop counting down here. Let's not do that. Let's do this. It's been crazy with me. But anyways, Riverside FM. If you click that link there, it'll take you to the page right there. Try it out. That TubeBuddy link that was popping up a while ago, try it out. It's free to try it out. Try it out for free. Subscribe to it later if you think that might help you out. But that's what you got right there. Right there. We're fixing to wrap it up a little bit because I could talk you to death. I think I've been talking about an hour now to this microphone, and I know some of you guys think I talk too much. I'm a loud talker, huh? You want me to put this mic off? Guys, y'all ain't got to get rude on me now. I don't look goofy or nothing. Maybe I do. But anyways, like I said,
powered by Riverside FM.
We're powered by Riverside FM right now. Like I said, a good program right there. Like, share, comment, tell your buddies about it. Been doing this 15 years. I could be a goofball at times, but I don't want you to get hurt. I want you to be safe. We work in a very dangerous environment. Let's do the right things because it's the right thing to do. That's what we do. We do things because it's the right thing to do. We got a bad image behind us. We need to get rid of the bad image. We don't want people out there saying we're beating the hell out of the inmates, beating the children. We don't want to beat the children. We don't want to beat them. And we're not beating them. Now, if they jerk, puff up like they're going to spit, we're not going to beat them, but they are going to get slammed against that wall or floor. That's definitely. You're not going to violate the officers there. We're going to protect the officers. Most importantly, before I cut out here, the most important thing I think I said is operate your guillotines properly. Make sure you secure your stuff. Got a lock on it for a reason. Let's lock them, guys. We don't want you to the facility my wife's at last year. They had a bad situation. Lady left a broom closet open, and inmate conned her in there and about got raped. Let's lock the doors. I know if you're an open pop, you don't think nothing of it. Let's lock the doors. You never know what the inmates got in their mind. Some of us deal with inmates that has nowhere to go. They got life sentence. Some guys, they another group of dangerous inmates to think about too. Making sure you're locking things. You got young guys getting ready to EOS. They have nowhere to go, and they're worried. They're going to do something stupid so they can get stayed in, get more time because they have nowhere to go. Let's do what we're supposed to do because it's the right thing to do. Don't forget to like, share me, comment on me. And we're going to do a wrap, guys. We're fixing to wrap it up, and we're going to exit it out. Like I said, let's like, share, comment. Tube Buddy, Riverside FM. Let's get it going on.